Hi Cancer, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a timeless reading. The first card that we have out is Ace of Wands. I'm also seeing Six of Cups. And Five of Swords. You can have an opportunity to go down a familiar path, and this may even be an opportunity to work something out that feels like it's currently unresolved. This can be with a family member, or it can be a friend, or it can be, it's going to be somebody that you have some history with. Having Five of Swords, I definitely say that this may not be something that you feel the most open to, or it may not be something that the other person maybe feels the most open to, or you can just feel like something is sort of unsettled between the two of you. Or even if this is an opportunity for you to be around like family or somewhere where you used to be, there can be some stuff that sort of feels unsettled in that direction. Some of you, this looks like it's a one-on-one relationship. This can be somebody that you have, that you are emotionally connected to, or at least you were anyway. Some of you still are. Okay. What this looks like is that you can be having some issues with this person, and you can feel sort of uninspired to deal with it just because of it feeling kind of exhausting. It can feel like the vibe is not the greatest between you guys. And you can want things. Seeing Ace of Wands and seeing Six of Cups, I feel like there's an opportunity to bring things back into a place where it feels nice for everybody, where it feels good for everybody, where it feels warm for everybody, even though it's not like that now. And you can feel like it would really take effort to put in for that to happen, and you can just feel tired at the thought of that. And this can be maybe like you want to make up with the person and you feel like they're really resistant, and you can just feel exhausted by them, like maybe not being super warm with you. For example. Or you could feel like you need to be guarded, and so you can just feel exhausted by that. You are going to have a breakthrough, I'm seeing. So yeah, if you've been having problems, I'm seeing that there's going to be a breakthrough. This can come in the form of a conversation or something similarly. Just feel maybe like the ice is being broken as well. That can be part of this too. You wouldn't have liked the way that things were feeling. That much is clear. So I think having things be better would definitely be wanted, but it also could have felt like, maybe it just felt like really complicated, or like it would take a lot of energy in order for things to be resolved. I'm seeing Ace of Swords and I'm seeing Justice, so I definitely say that there's a breakthrough within things, and this can even mean stuff being made right. This can be accountability being taken too. I feel like this would be a little bit unexpected though. Somebody's been thinking about things. There could have been some silence because of being, I think, sort of tired. You can also be like hearing from this person kind of unexpectedly as well. Or like maybe you didn't expect this to happen with you guys. Yeah, I feel like there was maybe something going on where it could have been like like fighting to feel respected or feel like one was being treated how they wanted to be treated, or that one was feeling like maybe valued or appreciated. That could have been part of this. And there could have been like a not talking, maybe because of this going on. There could have been sort of a pulling back and maybe keeping to oneself, and it can be you guys thinking about this. But then also too, it feels like there's a breakthrough here and kind of a like wanting to make things right. There's an opportunity for things to be made right. You can be figuring out how to do that exactly. Like especially if this is your energy and you want to be doing something here, you can feel like, I don't know, like maybe you're having a memory about things being nice, or even maybe you're having like a nice moment with this person and you can feel almost like, I don't want to be having this fight anymore, or like why can't things be good. It feels like just being tired of things not feeling nice. But there's definitely going to have to be, I think, an addressing of whatever was going on that maybe wasn't right or maybe wasn't okay, and I definitely feel like there's accountability needed. So taking responsibility. And there can be a thinking how to do that. I definitely do see things being able to be reconciled for sure. I think this is just about the effort being put in so that can happen. Effort gets put in, and then I feel like very quickly this situation progresses. I really do get the feeling too that there's something here about like accountability, or like taking responsibility, or like making things right, something like that that's really important about this, that may have been sort of the piece that was needed for this to happen. I'm looking at Libra, I'm looking at Virgo. Yeah, I feel like overall there can be regret about this, there can be sadness, there can be disappointment, and there can also be a feeling of like, why is this still happening? I don't want this to be happening anymore, but there's gonna have to be like taking an opportunity, doing something with it, I think, to like restore balance here within the relationship. I do also feel like having Five of Swords, having Queen of Wands, and having Five of Wands, somebody may have felt like they needed to protect themselves and like what was going on. There could have been something that one found to be offensive, like maybe everybody found something offensive. There could have been things that were said that maybe weren't nice, like things that were done. Maybe something that felt kind of selfish even that was involved in this. Maybe something that felt like controversial that happened. Maybe something that felt kind of like a big ego can be part of this. I feel like the mentality would have been like maybe not being super cooperative, something like that was going on. And there could have been like an unwillingness to sort of cooperate. That can be part of it too. But now getting to this point of being like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of this, I'm exhausted, like why can't we just make things right? And it feels like that's what's going to be happening here, because I think this is weighing to the point of being like, I don't want things to be like this anymore. It doesn't have to be like this anymore. And so there's a desire for things to be resolved now. There's a desire to take action and for things to change. I think too that there's also a need to take responsibility, and that being part of it too. And that can be something that's being looked into, and maybe there wasn't a whole lot of enthusiasm for that initially. There may still not be a whole lot of it, but it can be sort of what's needed in this situation. And both of these energies too can be kind of stubborn with one another. That can be a theme that's connected with this as well. There could have been a like, well, I'm not backing down, I'm not backing down. But at this point, I do see there being a breakthrough, and it does feel like balance is going to be restored. this can even be getting the idea about how to do that exactly, or feeling like I need to do that when maybe that wasn't the thinking before. And even though one may not feel the most enthusiastic about having to take the steps that need to be taken, there's a desire for the end result of balance to be restored. And I do see that as being possible. Also too, like, this would be somebody that you care about. This would be somebody that, like, when things are good, things do feel good, and you can really be missing that. Like, I want things to sort of go back to when they felt nice and when we cared about each other and when we were there for each other, and I'm really missing that. And so I do see that if that's going to happen, there's going to need to be an addressing. There may not be warm, fuzzy feelings immediately. There may be needing to sort of cater, I think, to the mindset that's going on here. But then I feel very much like this can be made up for. I want to come back to this. I feel like taking responsibility and holding oneself as accountable is a really important part of this, because it feels like something may have been going on, that it was like something happened where there was a lack of cooperation before, and it could have even, like, for any of you guys that have like a lot of Venus in your chart, specifically Libra placements, or you're working with this, involves somebody that does, there can be a really firm idea of what's right and wrong and what's appropriate and not socially, and that playing a part in this. And so there's also kind of a need to, I think, acknowledge those rules that one has, and that being part of this too. Can be like the rules of sort of social engagement here and what's appropriate. I do really feel like this, the energy of this Queen of Wands feels like somebody that may like be quite expressive and feel things very deeply. And I also feel like it can be like, now we're fighting and so I'm crossing my arms, but then like now things are okay and then I'm like there again within it. I feel like there's just a lot of intensity here within this, and that there's a willingness as well, like an opening for that too. And so I think if you're willing to put up with maybe the attitude and like the efforts that would be needed in order for things to be resolved, it really can be. For those of you that you've already been trying to initiate this, I am seeing that you're going to have a breakthrough. Because this even seems to, like, if you feel like you're the one that's like more so apologizing here, this person could have been not like trying to hear you initially, but then I almost see them coming around and being like, okay, like we can work on things, or like maybe things are okay. If this was you feeling like that, you can be maybe coming around now too. And if this is you looking at things and being like, I don't want things to be like this, things could be better, I want things to go back to the way that they were before, even though you can feel like not super enthusiastic about maybe sort of what you're gonna have to go through in order for things to be made right again, I am seeing things be able to be made right. I think just initially there may not be a total openness to it, just because, you know, when you get in a fight with somebody and then everybody sort of has hurt feelings and everyone's feeling guarded, it feels like there's gonna have to be a like getting through that wall first. But then once that happens, I really do feel like everybody's in a mindset where I think there's a willingness to cooperate and like be fair with one another and take accountability. And so I do see things actually being able to be resolved. It just feels like it will take effort to do that, but if you're willing to put in the effort, I'm seeing things can go back to the way that they were before. Yeah. But there may also have to be this dealing with, this can be dealing with the part of you that maybe gets triggered and maybe isn't so cooperative at times, or maybe can be like kind of, I mean, showing up in a way that you feel like that's not really me, that's more so my ego. There can be stuff like that that has to be addressed here. Because there can even be a part of you, and this can also be with the other person too, there can be a part of you that sort of wants to give this person a hard time. They may also kind of feel like that with you too. But having Justice and having the Hermit, I feel like this can be overridden by one's values, one's core values of their, more so like their soul rather than the ego. And so I do see that things can definitely be made better here. Like there can definitely be things being patched up, and it doesn't have to remain like this. So if this was the encouragement you needed, or some of you, you're going to be hearing from this person, prepare. Things really can, this can be an opportunity for things to be, I think, as they were, maybe even better than that. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.